Okay, so we've got our two pieces cut and fit together. Um, so from now you'll tack it in place. And the proper way to do this is actually to grind the two pieces of metal to where they come together with bare metal. That way the welds will be nice and pretty and stay. If you don't, all it's going to do is spit at you a little bit, and your welds won't be very pretty. This will be pretty solid, but won't be very pretty. So if you don't care about the welds, I wouldn't bother taking them off. Paint off. The paint's I believe it's powder coated, and it's on there pretty thick. I tried to skimp on taking it off. I tried power washing it and didn't come off. I tried burning it off. I redneck burned it off. I tried to at least. Once I had my unit built, I filled the smoker box full of wood, the firebox full of wood, poured gasoline on the outside and on the inside, left the door cracked, left the damper open, and I lit that thing up. And all I did was create a big fire. I mean, I was smart about it, and been on pavement and wet everything around it first. So the big fire was 10-foot tall flames and a few bubbled paints. That's all. I bubbled the paint. Didn't come off. So later, I spent about another hour and a half grinding off all the paint. So it's up to you on that one. But back to our project at hand. So you got two pieces to put together. So you'll have your firebox. So then, or your smoker box. So now you need a firebox. So your firebox, there's a few options to do. And option number one is what I did, and for space saver, and put the box almost a little offset, but almost directly under it. And there's probably better ways of doing that, but I'll show you how I did it, and you can choose from there. So what I did was actually took my third bottle, of course, cut the welds off these, remove the top, and then I extended that hole into a rectangle all the way across here. So it's probably, I don't know what, 3-4 inches across. Did a matching hole in the bottom side of my smoker, and beat this flat because two round pieces won't fit together too well. So beat it flat and fit two together, and the front and back fit together perfectly. It was beautiful, but the sides, being that it's round, didn't. And it was big enough that it wouldn't be able to fill it in very easily. So I had a problem at hand. So what I did, I could have used something to fill it in, like a edge band or just your thin piece, and just kind of folded it in there and welded it. And it probably would have been a good idea had I not have been in a hurry and just been in a hurry. That's just it. So what I did was I had this laying around, and it was right at my feet. So you can see my holes are in there. What I did was cut the seam right there off, and I wanted to learn how to fill in holes anyways. So this is a good project to learn. So I went ahead and tacked one corner. Went around a little bit, tacked as I went, folded it in, and beat it in place. Then once it was around, it fit perfectly. Beat it in place, and then filled the holes in. So these small holes, you can fill in pretty easily just by circling your electrode and filling it as you go. Your bigger holes, you can do the same thing. You just, go in and keep, filling it in. But my buddy that's teaching me how to weld taught me a new trick. And it's basically using your like stick welder rods, and just going through and putting the stick, or the actual rods, I believe it's like they're rods, into the workpiece, and using your electrode to melt the rods into place. So you get a lot more feel for your money. So that's a good way of doing it. So that's what I did around there, and you can see I did not once again remove any of the paint, and I spattered quite a bit. But again, I didn't care. So, oh well. A better way of doing that would simply been to have a square piece of steel or a pipe, a 1.5 inch, 2-inch pipe. You know, cut your circle out and insert it in just a little bit below each surface, and you'll be fine. That would work really well. I was trying to do too fancy and just messed up. So, yeah, I'd probably do that next time. But I actually kind of like the way it turned out, so it wasn't a waste. So yeah. So you can do your box other ways as well. The proper way of doing it is to actually offset it, and when you offset it, you're going to end up the hole there that you can fill in. But what you should do on most big smokers is cut a kind of notch out, an L out of both pieces. It'll kind of sit in place, and from there you just weld it in place, and the smoke will actually come up and go across a little more evenly. Being this is so small, it doesn't matter. Now I'll show you more a while later on.